Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to come and just run my mouth for a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna go out and have me a cocktail tonight. I don't know. I feel like looking at the girls twirl. I think I might go to a little drag show and watch the girls do a little twirlation, for a couple of dollars. Dollars make me holler. Who said that? The little white girl? Boo Boo. What's her name? Boo Boo Kitty? Honey Boo Boo. Then she said, remember when she said $1 make me holler? I said, girl, me too. Girl, me too. Girl, hello. Anyways, so y'all think I might go to a little drag show tonight. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and talk about this mess, the Real Housewives of Potomac. Girl, I said I'm going to start calling the Real Housewives of Potomac the Real Housewives of Potomac and surrounding areas. I think really should be the name for most of these franchises, because I don't think none of the girls live in Potomac except for Karen. Girl, I don't think none of the girls really live in Atlanta except for Kenya, Candy. What Cynthia live? What Portia live in Duluth? Girl, right? Do any of the girls live in Beverly Hills? I don't know. We're going to start calling these shows the city plus the surrounding areas, because that's exactly what it is. All right, so who we going to talk about first? Let's go ahead and get Gizelle out of the way. So Carlos King wrote a text. Girl, here I go lying. Carlos King ain't sent me nobody's text. I don't know that man, ain't got that man number. Stop lying, girl. I'm sounding like the other people that be on here making up lies. So, Carlos King sent me a text message last night and told me, right now, that was on Twitter, girl. All right, but Carlos King was on Twitter the other night, and he wrote, Gizelle is truly the reason a storyline exists on this show. She is the ish starter, the bone carrier, the messy messenger. We stan a woman who earns her paycheck. Hashtag RHOP. I can get with that. I can get with that to a certain degree, because I will say this much for Gizelle. I think besides last year, which is really, I'm not going to sit here and act like that's not a big deal, because it was. When the whole thing was going, and I'm not trying to go back into season 5, so we're not even about to go through that no more. But besides last year, when the whole mess got started with Monique, and I think Gizelle supposedly saying that Monique's son was in Chris's and all that mess, for the most part, but it didn't make it to the show. It didn't make it to the show. But I think for the most part, what Gizelle does, and I think I've clocked Gizelle a minute ago, is if it's something that hits the blogs, if it's something that's in the headlines, and it has to do with one of the women, she's going to bring it onto the show. So it's not like she's out here just creating up these lies, right? I think, again, if it's something that's in the blogs, whether it's a credible blog or not, if it hits the blog sphere, if it hits the headlines, then that's Miss Gizelle's cue to say, oh, there we go. So I think that's how Gizelle works as it pertains to Real Housewives of Potomac. I think that Gizelle's only loyalty is to Robin and vice versa, right? Sometimes I think that people get upset at their friendship, but when you really think about it, they really are holding each other down. You can get mad at Gizelle and Robin all day long, but when I tell you those heifers have not turned on each other yet, and it is season 6, you really can't say that for a lot of these friendships. By now, somebody would have fell out. Hello? The simple fact that we've never seen them get into one argument. I think Robin checked her one time, right? And I think, was that last year when Robin kind of got Gizelle together? And then I think Gizelle came and knocked on the door like, hey, sister, that's not the game plan. So shout out to Robin and Gizelle for at least having their friendship intact and making sure that whatever conversations they done had outside of the show, maybe they both holding up the end of their bargain, right? I think that Gizelle is messy. I think Gizelle is very much so messy. I think Gizelle is earning her paycheck. I don't think Gizelle cares about what anybody has to say, because I think that in Gizelle's mind, this is just a show. And in Gizelle's mind, I think that she thinks because I'm not making this up, even though the person who made it up probably made it up, I'm not making it up. You see what I'm saying? That's why I think Gizelle's mind goes, I'm not making this up. Whoever said that Eddie was allegedly cheating on Wendy, I didn't make it up. All I did was click on my phone and saw the headline and said, hey girl, they say Eddie cheating on Wendy, right? But that's Gizelle's way of getting the party started. I think it's crazy. Oh, Carlos King also wrote this. Hold up. He also said, who works harder on Real Housewives of Potomac, Gizelle or Ashley? I'm trying to see something. They both do. A lot of people think that it's Batman and Robin is Gizelle and Robin, but the real WWE SmackDown duo tag team is Gizelle and Ashley. While Gizelle and Ashley, you know, had they look whatever when they first started, when Real Housewives of Potomac first started, baby, they done moved past that. And the truth of the matter is Gizelle do that hazing stuff with every new girl. I think the only person she didn't do it with was Mia. And I think the reason why she didn't get a chance to do it to Mia because Mia had already told her girl, I grew up in foster care. And I think that was Gizelle's cue of, oh, I can't give it to this bitch like I want to give it to her because she just told me about her childhood, right? But everybody else, Gizelle pretty much hazed. I think Robin's way of hazing Mia was kicking her out of her room. But anyways, Gizelle and Ashley, they are a mess. And this is coming from, and a mess in a good way. Like, y'all know I love, well, I used to love me. For the people who don't know, girl, I'm going to be honest with y'all, Ashley used to be my favorite. But I used to love me some Ashley. I used to be nervous to say it. I used to live for me some Ashley and Darby, baby. I used to live for Ashley. I don't dislike Ashley now. I don't like Ashley. Whenever I see Ashley with her husband, I just ugh. Like when I see Ashley like floating through Instagram, like little photos, I'm like, oh yeah, go up, Miss Ashley, you know. When Ashley be with the other girls, I go up for Ashley because I know Ashley just being messy, right? But when I see her with that husband of hers, And then I don't like the way that she did Candace last year. I really don't. That was some snake shit, like Wendy called it, right? But I think that Gizelle definitely does what she needs to do in order to keep the show afloat. I think that a lot of people, while a lot of people will say, oh, you ain't got to do all that. But the truth of the matter is, this is one of the things I think that people need to start being real with themselves about. It's a reason why we all watch these reality TV shows, whether you consider them trash or not, right? Whether you consider Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives, it's a reason why we tune in. We ain't tuning in because, girl, they getting along and singing Kumbaya, my Lord. Girl, we tuning in because, girl, it's a reason why when the fight episode aired last year, girl, that was probably one of the highest rated shows of the season, episodes of the season. So y'all can sit here and say that y'all don't like the mess, but girl, the numbers tell otherwise. When the episodes come up, when the girls dragging each other and cursing each other out, girl, that's when the girls tune in. If it ain't no drama, people saying, oh, it's boring. It's boring. But girl, when it's some drama, it's, she doing too much. But girl, you just said it was boring last week. Girl, what y'all want the girls to do? Right? I think that there is a difference between what Gizelle does and, like, for example, what, like, Phaedra Parks did and Portia did. Because Portia ain't clear. I just think that there's a difference between people trying to give good TV and also people potentially locking somebody up behind bars. I will say this much. I think that Gizelle, while you're trying to give good TV and make sure Potomac stays on for as long as it can, I think that you should also question whether or not what you're doing could it potentially destroy someone's life, right? Like, you out here talking about Eddie allegedly cheating on Wendy because you read it in an article. But girl, when Cameron brings up, Gizelle Bryant and his community did, girl, you having a fit. So clearly that's something sensitive that you don't like for nobody to talk about. But girl, you can touch on what you heard in the streets. Well, Karen only touching on what she heard in the streets and also what your goddamn daddy said, if you want to be honest about it. So all I'm saying is, Gizelle, if you're going to be the bone carrier and be the messy bitch of Real Housewives of Potomac, baby, when your day in court come, just take it for what it is, girl. Just take it for what it is. Just take it for what it is. Anyways, but I can appreciate the fact that Gizelle comes onto this show and, girl, gives us something to talk about. Because from an entertainment standpoint, girl, if it wasn't entertaining, nobody will watch it. If it wasn't filled with drama, nobody will watch it, right? And girl, quiet as it's kept, Eddie ain't my goddamn man. Oh, shit. So anyways, girl, speaking of Eddie, let's go ahead and talk about Wendy real fast. So Wendy was on Twitter and she wrote this. So, when I wore these outfits last year during season 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac, no one had a problem with it or questioned me. I guess the real issue is that I got my boobs done, not my outfit choices. This negative narrative surrounding my appearance is body shaming at its finest, shaking my head. And this is just one of the pictures. This is the picture. Y'all can see some of the outfits. So those are some of the outfits that she wore last year throughout the season. Do I think it's body shaming? I actually do. Because according to the definition of body shaming, this is what it says. Body shaming, the action or practice of humiliating someone by making, mocking, or critical comments about their body shape or size. Expressing mockery or criticism about a person's body shape or size. While Gizelle is also questioning her outfit choices, she's also talking about the fact that her titties are always out, or her body parts are always out. She brought it up in conversation with Ashley. She's going to bring it up in conversation next week at the dinner table. So is it one of the body shaming? Is it body shaming at, like Lizzo, how they body shame Lizzo? No. But is it still body shaming? In my honest opinion, I think it is. And based off of the definition, from my understanding, I think it's body shaming. Now, is this something that Wendy can't handle? Again, no. I think it's something that Wendy can handle. I think that it's something that she just wants to bring to the attention of, girl, this girl, let me just say this what it is, girl. It's some hateration in the dancery. Hello? Girl, we can dislike the girls getting surgery. We can think the surgery is bad. We can talk about the girls getting their asses done and it's too much ass, all that stuff. But this is what it comes down to. Regardless of what your opinion is on plastic surgery, whether you agree with it or not, girl, it ain't your body, so they can do what they want to do with it. The truth is, no one is laying on the chopping block. Nobody is getting their body cut open, getting tummy tucks and liposuction and getting the fat stuck out of their stomach and putting it in their goddamn ass cheeks. Ain't nobody doing all that to turn around and put a goddamn robe on. If I got my titties done, bitch, them hoes gonna be hot. And I'm also gonna throw a little glitter on them and also a little bit of baby oil if I want to. You don't think I got my titties done for me to turn around and put on a turtleneck? No. Girl, Pam ain't even wearing no turtleneck. And she's saved and filled with the Holy Spirit. I done told y'all 50,000 times that once I get my men 360 liposuction, all I'm wearing is crop tops. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Come Pride Month, come June, I'm going to be in every Pride parade, kicking, twirling, splitting, kicking, doing backflips with the other girls with a crop top on and my flat stomach. Show is. and ain't gonna have no shame in my game. The only reason why my shirts hit my goddamn waist now is because I don't want to show my stomach. But girl, once I do, girl, they coming up. This shirt gonna be up to here. Now you can sit here and say, oh girl, you should be satisfied with your body. You should be ashamed of your body. Oh, you just falling into the trap of what beauty looks like. And maybe I am. But it's not gonna change the fact that, baby, once I get this stomach flat, baby, she gonna be out here with the other gays. With Daisy Dukes on, hello, and socks up to my knees, and high top Converse. So I don't expect no woman to get their body done and then, you know, all of a sudden not show it off. And let's just keep it all the way 100. For whatever reason Wendy got her body done, whether it's because she really and truly wanted a mommy makeover, whether it's, girl, hopefully this is not the reason she wanted to get her body done for her husband. Hopefully that's not the reason. Girl, you should not get your body chopped open, girl, flipped open, smacked open for nobody. Because that's your body, and if that nigga leave you tomorrow, if you decide to leave that nigga, girl, that's the body you're going to have to live with, right? Or maybe she could have got it done because she on TV. There are so many reasons, and it could be a possibility that it's some of all of those reasons and more that I just listed. Girl, let's just keep it all the way 100. It's not one bitch on reality TV that looked the same way she did season 1. Whether it's a boob job, a breast reduction, a tummy tuck, liposuction, getting the ass done, getting a new set of teeth. Girl, ain't nobody on reality TV looking the same way they did season 1 come season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it could be from the pressures of society, all types of stuff. But the fact still remain the fact. None of these heifers look the same, and I'm not mad at it. Because the truth of the matter is, girl, ain't nothing wrong with, you know, just improving. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with just improving what you've been blessed with. Right? I don't think nothing wrong with what Wendy be wearing. I don't. Now, I will say that shirt look a little too... when that bitch... Girl, I'm going to have to get a better look, because I ain't going to lie. When that bitch hit that corner with that all black on and her titties was out, baby, that shirt did look a little too small. Now, we could talk about the size of that motherfucking shirt. That looked like you squeezed on Cameron's shirt, Wendy. Girl. Now, we could talk about the size of that small-ass shirt, bitch. Hello? But I'm not mad at you for having your titties out. I'm not mad. Like, I'm just saying, it's not realistic for any woman to go get plastic surgery and not show it off. That's like a man getting biceps and y'all don't think his shirt gonna be skin tight around his arms? I remember the boys back in the day used to put rubber bands if their shirt was too tight. Girl, I still remember this. Girl, the girls used to get rubber bands and put rubber bands and then tuck the shirt underneath. That's why when you see people's shirt going in like a V right here, it's because they tucked it in. I got to the point where I would roll my shirt up underneath and then put safety pins in it so my shirt will be tight around my arms. Girl, nobody's walking around here with a nice body and not showing it off. And that's what the moral of the story is. So Gizelle and Robin can call Wendy loose all goddamn day long. But the truth of the matter is, I guarantee you, if the day ever comes where Wendy feels as though she needs some surgery, you think she's not going to be walking around here with her titties pushed up to the sky either? And this whole thing that she came to the party, baby, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Now, I could see if Wendy walked around y'all, man, with her ass hanging out, and even then I would still say, girl, just because you insecure about your trifling, oh, I have to go to a whole rant. Shout out to Wendy. Shout out to Gizelle. Gizelle just doing her job. I get it. I also think that Gizelle knows who she's willing to sacrifice for the show. And it's pretty much everybody except for Robin. And I don't know if I can be mad at that either, because at the end of the day, Gizelle ain't none of these hoes' friends. The only friend that Gizelle has on the show is Robin. Everybody else is disposable. And, you know, it might get your ass kicked at the end of the day, because when you start coming for people's marriages, girl, it's one thing when we just on here doing some petty shit, right? But when you start planting seeds and shit out there about somebody's marriage that could potentially ruin someone's marriage, could really, really, really alter their reality if the shit go too far, don't be surprised if an ass kicking follows suit. That's all I'm saying. It's one, like I said, it's another thing when we on these shows being petty and just talking shit. It's another thing when you start talking about, girl, you know, it's fabricated. Girl, Giselle know what she be doing. It's fabricated. It's not, I don't think it's real, but I mean, maybe that's why she got her boobs and butt done. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.